The internet was sent into a frenzy when whispers turned into confirmation. Wang Ziqi and Wang Yuwen had just held a private wedding in Beijing. No fanfare, no grand announcement, no months-long countdown. One moment it was speculation. The next, the ceremony was already happening. Fans barely had time to process the news before timelines exploded with reactions, emotions running wild. Why so sudden? Why in secret? Two stars at the height of their fame, choosing intimacy over attention, urgency over spectacle. It didn't add up until it did. Witnesses described a quiet venue, guarded and graceful. White ribbons, hushed movements, familiar faces appearing briefly and vanishing just as fast. It wasn't flashy, but it was deliberate. Every detail felt like it mattered. And what really sent fans spiraling wasn't just the event itself, but the mystery wrapped around it. People dug through past interviews, subtle looks exchanged backstage, tender moments that once seemed meaningless now suddenly reappearing as clues. It was as if a quiet love story had been unfolding all along, right in front of us, and we were only now realizing it. Insiders hinted this wasn't impulsive, it was emotional. A decision born not from drama or pressure, but from a raw understanding that life waits for no one. Rather than planning a lavish celebration months in advance, they chose something real, grounded, and deeply personal. Not for show, but for themselves, their loved ones, and the people who knew the truth long before the public ever did. The silence from the couple only amplified the moment. No PR statements, no photo releases, just stillness. But that silence didn't feel empty, it felt powerful. Fans were left to fill the space with their own reflections. One comment summed it up perfectly: maybe love doesn't need to be loud to be real. Another read: they weren't running away from anything. They were finally running toward each other. What emerged from this wasn't just a viral story, it was a shift. A reminder that behind every camera flash are real people, making real choices, quietly building something worth protecting. And maybe that's the true shock. Not that the wedding happened, but that in a world obsessed with noise, they chose peace. Now, whether they share a photo or remain silent, one thing is clear: this wasn't a rushed fairy tale. It was a love story finally arriving on its own terms.